Hello everyone, Elias5891 here with another KTANE module tutorial. This time we're going over an old module that already has a tutorial. This is 3D tunnels, and we're going to kind of go over it because I wanted to explain my method of doing it as somebody who's not great with visualization, with that sort of spatial nature that this module really strongly suggests you use. I just kind of wanted to go over how I do it. Because it's a little less visual and a little more technical, I guess you could say. So let's look. Let's see what we've got here. Now you'll notice some of these 3D tunnels look a little off. They're kind of this purplish shade. These are actually test ones that I made specifically for this tutorial. Instead of the whoops, double clicked. Instead of the normal 3D tunnels, you'll see all of the symbols are actually filled in. That's because I'm going to have some things I want to explain, and it makes more sense to have all the symbols there, so I can do that. So let's talk about how I go through doing 3D maze, or 3D tunnels, sorry. First things first is, regardless of anything else, you find your center. Find your heart shape. You find that one square that looks like this. And you can stumble around, doesn't really matter how you get there. You get to the heart, and I'm going to do that on both these test ones. So, we find the heart, and we're good to go. This position here, I'm going to dub this kind of our home position. Because you can get here in multiple different ways. Obviously, these two are both in the same relative square, but up from here is a chip. That's not chip, that's intersection. But up from here is a globe. So there's the element of being in the same spot, but there's also the element of being in the same position, being in the same orientation. And once we've hit our center space here, no matter what else we're going to do, we're going to always return to this same orientation. That's going to make calculating everything a lot easier without having to worry about doing actual turns or tilts or slides. So I get to the center, I've kind of locked in my position. Now an important concept to know when you're in this sort of 3x3 space with the rules that this has, and anybody who drives kind of understands this general concept, is whenever you do the same thing 4 times, you return exactly where you were. So from here, like I said, up is intersection. If I go back 4 times, I'm at heart. If I go right, it's a chain. 4 times to go back to heart. If I go up, it's still intersection. On the other hand, if say I went up to earth, and then maybe I did some other movements, now up is actually lock, and not earth. So I've kind of lost my orientation. So we're always going to go back to the same orientation, and we're always going to go back to the same orientation by doing all movements in sets of 4. Now, second thing we need to do is we need to actually figure out roughly our orientation. We need to determine what is up, what is down, what is left, what is right, what is front, what is back. We've got 3 dimensions, that's 6 directions we need to calculate. Now with these, it's going to be super simple, and this will be good for kind of teaching the general idea. Obviously, up is going to give me whatever up is. So in this case, up is this symbol. So I do this with a actual pen and paper on a actual printed out version of this manual. But for the purposes of what we're doing here, this should work. So this is up, which means this opposite direction is down. We want to return to where we were. We hit 1 up, so we're going to hit. We hit 1 up, so we're going to hit 3 more times. And I did something there. You may have caught it, but we'll go into a little more details on it in a second. Right is the lock, which is actually to the right. Right, left. Three more rights. We're back in our normal position. Make sure this should still go to intersection. It does. And now we need front back. Well, as I've cycled through these a couple times, you may have noticed that on 3 cycles, I always hit the same symbol. 3 movements. Well, let me back up. Whenever we keep moving in the same direction, we're going to go about 2 axes. And obviously, one's the left, right, or the up, down axes, whichever button I'm hitting. The other one, since it can't be the other of those, because we've already defined those, it's going to kind of be the front back. Whenever you keep hitting the same button repeatedly, you're going to kind of go in the back direction. So 3 hits on anything gives you what is the back position. So 3 rights gives me star, 3 ups gives me star. So star is in my back position, which means this is in my front position. Mostly it's kind of what you would expect. Front, left, where you think they should be. Up and down are inverted, but that's okay. So what do we do with this information? Well, from here, knowing these 3 orientations, these which way everything is, we can get to any position we need. Cycling, as I've stated, takes us in kind of the back direction. So like, let's do some easy moves. Let's say I wanted to hit this eyeball. Well, this eyeball is in the left and down direction. So how am I going to get there? Well, I'm going to go left and down. Doesn't matter which order I do it in. But either way, that's going to take me to the eyeball. So let's say I'm going to do left, down. When I'm actually doing the module, I'm going to keep that in mind. I'm not going to write, but left, down, takes me to the eyeball. Now the catch is I want to go back to my original orientation when I'm done. So I'm now going to undo each of those movements. I did a left and a down. To undo the down, I need to do 3 more. That kind of finishes the cycle of 4. And then I need to do 3 more lefts. That finishes its cycle of 4. And now you'll see, I'm back to the center in the same orientation I had before. Likewise, if I wanted to do, say, the lock, that's left up. So I need to do up and left in some order. Up, left, there's the lock. I want to undo it. I finished with left, so I'll do 3 more lefts to finish that cycle, 3 more ups to finish that cycle. Again, up leads me to intersection, right leads me to gate, or to chain. That's kind of the core of how we're going to be moving and getting back to where we are. Now, we notice 3 of the same movement leads you to back. So let's say I wanted to go to sun. Sun is right and back. Well, I know to go right, I hit right once. I know to get back, I need to do some cycling of the same thing. So 2 rights should take me to sun. I think I double click there. 1, 2. There's my sun. Likewise, if I want to do up back is umbrella. That would just be up up. There's my umbrella. If I want to do left back, that'd be shield. Left left, there's the shield. Oops, clicked it one too many times. So, a direction and then back. I'll call that. So to go star and then back, I hit the button and then I hit the button again. I'll call it X. And this is in my mind, this is a basic movement of the module. If I'm in center and I hit the same button twice, I move in that direction and the back direction. Well, what if I don't want to go back? What if I want to go front? May kind of be instinctive. but you're going to do kind of the opposite. Instead of going in the same direction twice, you're going to go in a direction and then go back. Go the opposite. So let's say I need, here's front, so let's do left front. That is this cube. Left front, I would do left. Instead of doing left again to go back, I'll do right, the opposite. That gets me to the box. 3 rights, 3 lefts to undo. So to go in a direction front, I'm going to go in a direction and then its opposite. So direction and then opposite direction. So if I want, let's do, oops. Let's say I want down front is anchor. Anchor is down front. So I go down, up. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Again, always returning to my original position. So that gets me, at this point I can go anywhere that's 2 squares away from the center. And we'll do that here in a second. But last up, let's talk about the 3-step away ones. Let's actually use the one that's actually requesting. Drop. Drop is in 3 different directions. It is in the front direction, the right direction, and the up direction. So it is front, oops, front, right, up. Well, we can do right up. Right up's easy. And we know to get to a front, we need to hit something that's opposite. So if I go right, up, I can't go down to invert that up, but I can do the left movement to undo the right movement. And you'll notice that that gets me here to the teardrop. Let's undo that. 3 more, 3 more, 3 more. Let's say I wanted to do, whoops, come back. Say I wanted to do a quarter, which is the exact opposite. It is a left, a down, and a back. When we know a back means we do the same movement twice. So if I want to go left, down, back, I would go left, down, and then repeat a direction. Left, down. Now notice I can't do the same direction twice in a row. And I think I'm at left, down. Left, down. Down again is not going to quite do it. I actually need to invert the first direction. So let me go back to base. If I do left, down, and then I repeat the first direction, left, that gets me up here to quarter. And then we'll undo it, like so. So I'm going to call this XY front, or back. So we do X, then Y, and then we do X. If we're going backwards, we're going to do X the same direction. If we're going to the front, we're going to do X, then Y, and then the opposite of X. And this really gets us to any square we want. So, these are still scheduled to only go 3. But because I don't want to spend as much time with this step yet, let's actually scroll this one. Let's get our orientations real quick, and then we can kind of see how these movements work. We'll actually do a couple solves. We'll do them first here on this easier one, and then we'll do them on the bigger one. So, up leads me to star. Star is this way, so this is up, which means this is down. 3 of them leads me to the chain. So this is back, because remember 3 of the same thing leads back. This is front. and then left leads me to leaf. So this is left, this is right. Now, if you're good spatially, you can just find two of those and figure out the third one by kind of figuring out, okay, well, if my head points this way and my left arm points this way, then that would be in front of me. I struggle with that, so this kind of bypasses even that degree of calculating stuff. For this first one, I need sun. Sun is here. That's up and back. Up, back. We do the same movement twice. Up, up. There's my sun. Always return to your initial position, so that's 2 more ups. Now we need moon. Moon is back, right. So that's going to be 2 rights. 2 more rights to return to normal. And then leaf is just 1 left. And that's a solve. Let's do one more here on these easier versions. Up leads me to chain. And I tend to forget what buttons I pushed, so I'll always try to get back to the center before I, note things down on my paper. So 1 up leads me to chain. Chain is over here, so this is up, this is down. 3 ups lead me to star. So star is back, this is front. And then 1 left leads me to intersection. So this is left, which means this is right. That's got my orientations. I want shield. Shield is down, back, so we'll do down, down. Then I want umbrella, that is back and left, so we want 2 lefts. And then sun is back up, so we want up twice. Well, that was a little less exciting than I hoped. Alright, so that's the general concept. So let's actually do a normal one where we don't have every single direction. Now we're going to have to search a little bit to find directions. For me, I start by doing all the cardinal directions 4 times. I don't know why I did that. I double-clicked something. Alright, I'm in neutral position. You always got to start there. I did not do that. 4 ups gets me nothing. 1 down gives me a globe. So I know my down, and thus I know my up. That's 2 directions down. That was 1 down. 3, 4. Left, 1, 2, whoops. 2 lefts gives me umbrella. Remember, left, left is left back. So that umbrella there is left back. But I don't know which way is up and which way is back. If I was better with spatial, I probably could deduce that pretty easily, but I'm not. So I'll keep looking for other things to give it away. Let's try 4 rights. Nope. So then I start doing like sub movements. I'll do 1 movement in a direction and then 4 cycle in the other. So if I start by going up and then left, left, left. Oh, I hit too many times. Alright, that should get me back where I need to be. And down was okay. This module seems to be a little finicky with double clicks, so try to remember roughly what your screen looked like. So here's up. Left, 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 left. Nothing. Right. Ooh. Up right is a flag. So this up right here is a flag. Well, I know this is the up direction. So this must be the right direction. So right is this axis, which means left is this axis. And if the umbrella is here, that's left, so that part must be back. So back, front. I've got my orientations. I'm at flag, that was up right. I need to undo my movements. So we'll finish off the 4 rights, and then we'll finish off the 4 lefts, or ups rather, to go back to center. Let's make sure. Down should be. Yep. Alright, so we've got our directions. We need radio. Radio is right back. Really like throwing these backs at me right now. So that's going to be 2 rights. Then I need a ward. A ward is, ooh, it's up here in this corner. Put your pencil. This is going to be right, up, front. Right, up, front. Now remember, to get that front, we need to do the opposite of a movement. And we're always going to opposite the first movement. So it's going to be right, up, left to get there. Right, up, left. Then we undo it. We finish with left, so we need to do 3 more lefts to finish that cycle. 3 more ups to finish that cycle. 3 more rights to finish that cycle. Boom. Back to center. Double check. Yep. And then we have lock, which is down left. So just down left. Down left. Let's do another one. Okay, we're in the center. We'll undo all the notation we have on here. Switch back to text while we figure out our orientations. Up, up 2. Up 2 gives me bullseye. So up 2 would be up back. That's my bullseye. 3 up 4. Down 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. Left 1, 2, 3, 4. Right 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, well that's obviously not enough to go on. Let's move up once and cycle each direction. Left. Down. Up, down, down gave me something, but I'll probably, and specifically it gave me this feather, which is only a single direction. Now, having done enough of these, I know what that's going to be, but let's hold off on that for a second. That'll be the last thing we cover. Up right gives me the command symbol. So this is up right. This is up back. So that actually gives me everything I need. So let's finish the right movement so I go back to my starting point. Let's figure out what this translates to. Well, either way, I kind of moved closer to the user. So this is obviously the up part. This was up right. So right is over here. And this one had a back component, so kind of down is back. So we see here that that leaf is on F. Of all the motions, straightforward is one of the weirdest that I don't have a true trick for besides just memorying. And that's direction and then 2 opposite. Which kind of makes sense, because if you thought about back was really a direction and then the same direction twice. This is really a direction and then the opposite direction twice. So up, down, down is the leaf. But left, right, right is also the leaf. Or right, left, left is also the leaf. So front is tricky. But it's a movement and then the opposite twice. And these are weird notations. This is not exactly how I think about it in my head. I actually think about it as direction opposite. But I have limited room, so that's how I'm notating it here. Okay, so I've got everything highlighted. Let's figure out where I need to go. I need cloud. Cloud is here, which is up. That's kind of boring. Now I need gear. Gear is, ooh, this back corner. This will be good. This back corner is front, down, right. So down, I think I double clicked, I did. Down, right, and then I need to go front, which means I need to go in opposite. So I started with down, so I'll finish with up. 3 ups, 3 rights, 3 downs to undo. And now I need star, which is just down. So one last one, just to really hammer it home. But I think you're getting the idea. I think this should be pretty clear at this point. Up, up. 2 ups is bullseye again. This is up, back. Screw it, I'm just going to doodle it. Right is the chain, so that's right. That's left. Up, left. Up, left is box. 4, 2, 3, 4. Where's box? Here. So I already know this is left, so this is the up portion. Which means this is the back portion. I think this might be the same as the last one. Gear, down, right, front, down, right, opposite of down to get to front, undo, undo, undo. Order. That's down, left, front, down, left, front by doing opposite. And then drop is over here, so that's up, right, back. Back means we're going to do same direction. Up, right, same direction. And that's how I do the 3D tunnels. It's different. It requires a little bit of memorization on some of the moves and how they work. But once you practice with it a little bit, it really just kind of makes sense to me. It feels easier, I guess. It feels sensical. It makes sense to me. Now, there are other little tricks that you can do. I will leave those to explore at others' discretion, but that covers what I wanted to cover. So if this helps you, I'm very glad. I know this is a module that myself and Ash the Bash kind of had to learn this way because we struggled with the 3-dimensional element of it. So I hope it can help someone else as well. Anyway, that's it for me, guys. Have a good one. Thank you. Take care. Bye now.